Hi, welcome to Forex In Four. I'm Mike Conlon for FXEDU, and in the next 4 minutes, I'm going to show you the highlights of where the action is in today's Forex market. So let's get started.
Good morning. Today is Monday, July 18th, 2011. This morning I'm talking about no stress relief, and I'm talking specifically about the euro. Now, we know about the European bank stress test, that the results that came out on Friday, but it looks like they've failed to assuage market fears here. Okay, and people are still saying that, you know what, these guys are, they're not testing for the right things for these bank solvencies. The problem that, they have over in Europe is that a lot of these countries are potentially going to default on their debt, and that the credit risk that emerges from that isn't really being taken into account on the effect that it's going to have on European banks. So the stress tests were largely useless yet again. So the market is not impressed with that, and we're in major risk aversion mode again to start the week. So we're looking at the euro here on the 2-hour chart, and you can see that we just broke through the 38.2 Fibonacci retracement level, pulling back towards the 50% retracement level at about 139. So we could see that happening in the next day or two. There's not a whole heck of a lot going on today that's going to change market sentiment in the way of news. So we're just going to kind of go through some of the things that we've seen happening over the weekend, and what the market's looking like. So we're in risk aversion mode today. You can see that the pound is lower here, and I'm just going to show you. Pound is pulling back just under 161, and we're pulling back to, looks like a pivot point here at about right at 160. It's amazing how those things happen. But they had their home prices came in overnight, and they came in lower than expected. The monthly figure, so the prices increased 0.1%, but that pushed, or I'm sorry, the year-over-year number was up 0.1%, but the monthly number was down 1.6%. So it looks like the deflation that they're concerned about, the Bank of England, could be happening there. So they're going to be on hold for a while, but we already knew that. But the inflation still is pretty high. It's up over 4%. So we're going to see how that affects the pound. Switching here, we're going to go to Euro Swissy, and you can see here we got as low as just above 114 here. This is a new all-time low for the euro versus Swiss franc. Swiss franc is extremely strong right now, as is gold. Okay, gold hit the 1600 mark this morning for the first time. This is the biggest, strongest move we had in gold since 1980. And if people remember 1980, I don't. I was just a young lad, but I do remember having to wait in line at gas stations and something about free toilet paper. I forget what that was about, but essentially the inflation situation that we had back in the late 70s, early 80s was the issue there. So that was the last time gold went flying this high. Now gold's at an all-time nominal high of 1600, but inflation adjusted, the move is very similar to what we saw in 1980. So that's starting to become a worry. Why? Well, because we have this U.S. debt crisis situation that it doesn't look like anybody wants to budge on this one, and it's going to, it's starting to become worrisome here to the markets. Not to mention you've got Bernanke sitting there talking about QE3. I mean, I think QE3 could potentially be the death of the dollar, and its status as a world reserve currency is very much in question right now. Between that and what's going on with the euro, it really, you got to wonder, what's going to happen to the global economy, and it doesn't look so hot. So, one of the things that we can look at here is, I just want to show you the, let's go to this chart over here. Let's look at the New Zealand dollar. Now, we pointed this one out last week, but had a little bit of a bull flag setting up on the 2-hour chart, and you can see that it did trade higher this morning, retested the highs just under 85 before pulling back a little bit, but they had their CPI data that came in, and it came in hotter than expected, showing 5.3% inflation versus expected 5.1% inflation. Okay, and their performance of services index came in at 54.7 versus a previous reading of 53. So it means that things are starting to heat up and improve in New Zealand, and that could mean that the RBNZ is going to need to come back to normalize interest rates, meaning do a rate hike. But it's going to be hard for them to hike rates in the midst of all of this global uncertainty that's going on there. So that's kind of what we're looking at. I just want to show you a quick peek at dollar yen. Congratulations to the Japanese. They won the Women's World Cup yesterday in a remarkable game. That was very interesting, and I believe they're on holiday today, so that's set up nicely for them. But you can see here we're setting up just above 79 here. Okay, so we've got this risk aversion on. It means dollar dollar strength, that means yen strength, that means Swiss franc strength, that means euro weakness, pound weakness, Aussie weakness, and Kiwi weakness, as well as Canadian dollar weakness. We have oil pulling back a little bit to the 96 handle area, and you can see here that we've had a little bit of a dollar bounce here, but we've just got down as low as close to that 95, which is very low for dollar versus yen. We can look at oil right here and see that oil is right around 96.5 thereabouts. So it's just settling in a little bit. So again, it's going to be hard to see what's going to turn these markets around. Of course, we do have U.S. corporate earnings that are being reported, and by and large, the numbers have been very good. That's because companies have fired enough people that they're running lean and mean, and they're making a lot of money. So we're going to have to see how this whole thing plays out. But for now, it looks like risk aversion is here, and we're going to see if anything can move this as the week goes forward. So that's what I've got for today, folks. Good trading to all.
As always, be sure to check out the written blog at www.fxedu.com to get complete coverage of today's Forex market. If you would like to learn more about how to trade the Forex market from professionals like myself, be sure to check out our affordable Forex trading courses. And if you're already a seasoned professional or aspire to be one, ask us how we can help you achieve your Forex goals. Go to www.fxedu.com to get started today.